Ladies and gentlemen, Ariana Grande, she's out of control. Okay, she for some reason is able to get any man that she wants as long as they're in a relationship, and gets them obsessed with her. So we're gonna find out what are her seductive secrets. What is she doing specifically? Because I just listening to a few videos, I think I know what she's doing. Okay, she thinks she's slick. Father Alex has figured her out. Okay, so we're gonna talk about what strategy she does. Okay, the first things first. What she is really good at is at creating a temptation. That's the best thing she's good at. Too many women give up too soon, give it up too soon. They don't know how to stir a man's imagination, how to make the man think of them nonstop, how to make a man value you above everything in his life, even his family, because men have done that for her. So these secrets, not secrets, but these strategies are very insidious in the wrong hands, right? So we're gonna first watch we're gonna first listen to a small segment of the book, The Art of Seduction, as a foundation, and then we're gonna reveal to you what other women said, revealing her strategies, and then me breaking it down, because there's a strategy of isolation, which she does very well. There's a strategy of physical proximity, which is very important. Then there's a strategy of creating them temptation. Then there's the strategy of giving them hope. And then there's the strategy of slowing them down, which gives you power. So let's first start with the first one. I'm kind of excited. This is kind of evil. I'm going straight to hell.
Lure the target deep into your seduction by creating the proper temptation, a glimpse of the pleasures to come. As the serpent tempted Eve with the promise of forbidden knowledge, you must awaken a desire in your targets that they cannot control.
She uses, which is most men's weakness, is their libido, right? Is their boredom in a relationship. And they're unsatisfactory. So what she does is that she finds men who are not generally either happy with their own lives or happy with their relationship. And so then she uses that and exposes herself, which she does it in a very specific way I'm going to reveal to you, in order to become that temptation.
Your targets that they cannot control. Find that weakness of theirs, that fantasy that has yet to be realized, and hint that you can lead them toward it. It could be wealth, it could be adventure, it could be forbidden.
Ariana Grande, right? So let's talk about this, right? So her strategies work best, one, when the man is in a relationship, and two, when she has proximity, right? So the first things first, you cannot create this effect that Rihanna has on the men in her life if it's online dating. I prefer, you got to make sure that you are either working with them, right? Or you see them on a daily basis, because most of these men that she usually ruined their lives or home wrecked, she exposed herself to them for multiple times, because they either worked together or they did music together, right? But if they're long distance, Ariana Grande does not have that type of effect. In fact, nobody does. It's a lot harder to create this effect if there's no consistent proximity, physical proximity. All right, so that's the first step. The next thing is that the strategy that she does can be applied in our lives in a healthy way only in the beginning of the relationship. Because what she does is that she doesn't just give up the poom poom quick. She teases them a little bit, right? She gets in their heads and gets them thinking about her, right? So that's why this is best used in the beginning of the relationship. In the beginning. Because what she is doing, she's creating desire by teasing them. So let me show you what she does. This lady was talking about how she got her man, and look at the strategy. What she does is that she teases them with her body by using words, by getting them to imagine how she looks while maintaining the physical distance. That creates temptation, because I want you, but I can't have you is the soul of temptation. Watch.
I did not know that she had so many victims, and when I found that out, really irked me. And to also come in between a marriage with a baby, something needs to be said.
Well, the reason why she does it is because the more lascivious, the more wrong it is, the more pleasurable it is for her victim. The more pleasurable it is for her. Because she likes the thrill. She's the type of person that steals for no reason other than the thrill of it.
Because she clearly doesn't get it if she's been doing this for this long. He booked a role as a day player on Victorious for the episode where it's like the TMZ episode. And when he came back, somebody was AIMing him, and I like heard it.
So again, notice the pattern here. This is the most important part. You guys have to know each other physically. You don't have to bang the whole football team, but just get them to physically feel you. Because this does not work if it's long distance or online dating. So get off the apps if you want to create this effect.
On the other side while we were video chatting. And I was like, oh, who's talking to you? And he's like, oh, you know that girl with the red hair, Ariana from Victorious? Yeah, we're friends, and we're AIMing each other. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Didn't think anything of it. After a while, they were still AIMing each other, and I got to the point where I was like, okay. So I asked him, hey, what are you guys talking about? Like, it's a little weird. And this is dead ass what he said. Oh, she's asking me what's a good outfit to wear to seduce a 40-year-old man. It's passwords, right? I went onto his Facebook and saw so many messages between them of them meeting up behind my back while we were dating, him going to the set of Victorious, and them getting together in her dressing room.
And when Ricky
and I could promise you, the initial time that he went to her dressing room, she didn't bang him. I can promise you, that's not what happened, right? Because what she is doing is that she's doing things to make him think of her more often, to get his brain used to her, so that over time, like weeds growing in the grass, the desire for her would just grow out of nowhere. But again, it's what she does is that she gets them close, physically close, gets them physically there, gets them to think about how she looks, gets them to fantasize, so that then all of a sudden they have a desire for her. And and the reason why this works best is because she most likely with this woman, with her, his testosterone is pretty low. Most likely he's already used to her, right? So what Ariana does is that then she physically teases him to create more desire, even though it's temporary. But because of that intense desire, when you contrast both of them in his mind, Ariana is just going to look more attractive, at least for the moment.
had reached out to Ariana to let her know that he was in a relationship, she was blocked by Miss Grande.
Yeah, she gives no fucks. Like, she's pretty much Tyrone, the personal singer, right? So, let's watch this also.
Sorry, not sorry.
By the way, if you guys want to learn about these strategies, I actually have a course called The Psychological Game of Attraction. It's kind of eerie how similar the strategies that I teach are with the strategies that Ariana Grande does. Seriously. You can order it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says order The Psychological Game of Attraction. But it's pretty much the strategies this lady is doing to the T. It's kind of insane, to be honest with you. I should delete that course, man. Anyways, let's continue. So why does this work so well? Right, because she's using her physicality, the physical space, and also the contrasting effect between her and the girlfriend that he loves, but most likely, physically speaking, the testosterone isn't as high with her as though with Ariana, because it's the new factor, right? So every moment in life, we're always being tempted to leave our jobs, to pursue a new relationship, to uproot ourselves. These are my notes, people. But most of us resist those desires. Right? It's difficult to always have to say no. But what Ariana does is that what people want in reality is not to be tempted, but to really give in to temptation. So most likely she creates the desire, and I can promise you, knowing how some women are, she acts like she wants them, and as soon as they make a move, she says no. I know for sure she does that. I know for sure she'll lead you to make a move, and then say no. And by you saying no and restricting them access of you, that's why I said this works best in the beginning of the relationship. This is a better strategy for dating, to be honest with you, not taking another man's. All right. What this does is that it just creates that tension that is a man's weakness. So your task is to give men temptation, a temptation that is focused on their weakness. Find a childhood insecurity, either greed, boredom, anything that is considered a forbidden fruit. So it could be that maybe you're with them, but maybe you're of a certain religion, and he has to tempt you out of it. Maybe it's that you're trying to be celibate for like a year, and he's trying to make you break your own rules. Maybe it's that you don't sleep on a guy after the third date, before the third date. So that then he's gonna try to break your rules. That's how guys are. Like I've had women who say, "No, I don't want it. I don't want it." But then they give it up, right? And I can promise you, as a guy, I'm just gonna be honest with you. When a woman gives me the impression that she's not gonna do nothing with me, and I make a move, and she kind of like says no, but in a good, like, you know what I'm saying, like the no, but then she's saying no as she fucking hits my leg, right? That dynamic of, oh man, am I gonna get it tonight, does make you like, your body just like makes, like, you just want to be with her, people. You want to clap cheeks, people, okay? I'm just gonna be honest, clap some cheeks, okay? Some good old cheeks, all right? Right? So that's what she does, right? So she finds those people, right? So by telling them so what she does then is that once she knows his desire, then she teases them with it. She says, she knows that they want her. So she says, what should I wear? Should I wear this? Or should I wear it a little bit like this, in an innocent way, without like acting as though she doesn't know what she's doing, but she's also know what she's doing, right? So what she does is that she finds a temptation, creates a temptation, says no, but then gives them hope. And that's what creates that intense desire, right? So make sure you look for the unsatisfied one, because this does not work on a happy marriage. This does not work on a guy that's completely fulfilled. This does not even work for a man who just let one off, right? Like seriously, like that's what I'm saying. There has to be a desire. So if this guy has no libido, then you like, what the hell are you doing, girl? What are you looking for, an inheritance? So yeah. So maybe it's not someone that they're supposed to have. That's also a temptation. Maybe it's a latent homosexual desire and you kind of resemble a man. Honestly, that's a real thing. Or a dark side to their personality that they haven't expressed, right? Maybe, for example, I was dating this girl, like I told you about, the cannibal girl, where she wanted to eat a person. Just take a bite. I know, crazy. She was hot though. And she said that she dated a guy that also had that desire. They never followed through on it. Oh my God, it sounds like they did follow through on it. But the point was that she liked him because he knew her dark side. And that made her feel comfortable around him, right? So meeting someone who has your dark side, like if you're a good girl and you really wanted to do drugs and you meet a guy who's a bad boy and does drugs, all of a sudden, she's the Christian girl and he's the bad boy who does drugs, and he represents her dark side. You get what I'm saying? He represents what she wants to do, and I can promise you that he is her weakness. And that's an example of that. It could be a man and you tempt him with a certain body part, which he likes. If he likes boobs, you make sure you wear in a way that shows a little bit of the boobs. Not all. Make sure everything is very classy, but just make sure one part is lascivious. Maybe he's a butt guy and you do the same thing, right? But the key is that you find the body part, you make it extra lascivious, and then everything else make it look conservative, right? It's like girls with big asses who wear super conservative clothes, but their butt is just popping out, right? It's surrounded by holiness, but the center is corrupt, like that. So that's one thing, right? You don't have to show him everything, but by showing him something, it will leave him thinking of you. Make them feel that make them feel that the present has little hope and that the future is full of excitement and pleasures, where he is unhappy with his current life, and you will make his life much better. And in fact, that's actually an effect that a lot of women have on men, right? That's actually one of the things that men love about women, is that women give men meaning. Women make some men's life much better, right? You want a guy that you make their life better. You want a guy that you are their temptation. What the fuck would you want to be with someone who they don't see you as a temptation? And that's a problem, is that after a while of you getting to know them, you stop being their temptation. That's why you got to create distance from time to time, right? But make sure you're not specific about the promises. Don't make it too obvious. Rather than saying, I'm gonna suck your dick, right? No, don't say that shit. What the fuck? What are we in the Bronx? No. Say, well, let's hang out tomorrow and who knows what could happen, right? Like, speak in generalities and vagueness, and then their imagination will do the work, because their dicks will always create a sexual image out of anything that you say. right? So the purpose of temptation is to make them struggle a little bit, right? To make them wait, to make them fantasize, to make them have to deal with the reality they don't have you now, and make them resist, which will make them anxious, which will enhance the image of you in their minds. Like Casanova, the example, where the woman made herself unattainable because she knew he wanted a challenge. There was a woman she wanted Casanova, but she knew that he loses interest. So what she did, she told him that she was married and that she couldn't see him. All of a sudden, she became unattainable, and he started to chase, and he actually fell in love with her. So maybe you're difficult in the beginning. Or maybe you're known as somebody who's difficult. Maybe you're known as somebody who is hard to deal with. Or maybe you have a negative reputation like Ariana Grande does. Just make sure that you don't act like you're ashamed of it. Take pride in it, and it'll actually work in your favor, right? So you're either so it could be that you're difficult with a lot of people, but with them you're nice. It could be that you were difficult in the beginning and flaky, and now you're more consistent. What they want is that they'll want to warm you up as a challenge. It's like the girl who says, oh, he's mean to everyone but me, right? Or it's almost like when you're dating a girl and she says she's shy on the first date, and then you date her and then she is shy. And because of that, you try to use your charms to win her over. Or maybe it's because they turned you off because of their personality, and you let them know. And the next time they meet you, they try a little harder because they know they're behind the ball, right? Make them work for validation. Make them work to attain what they want. And all of a sudden, you create this effect. I don't recommend you being with someone who wants to tattoo your name or something with them, right? But this does create that, because you're creating a desire that goes at a fever pitch, right? And that desire will cause them to do things that they usually wouldn't do, like ruin their families, like get their names for you on the tattoo, leave their baby mamas and their kids, and leave Bob the baby, right? For your sake. But just understand that this shouldn't be done for people who are in relationships. This is best done in the beginning as a courting mechanism. All right. So this is my breakdown of Ariana's Grande strategy. This lady is messy, people. I don't care all the Agrian Darores, whatever the hell you guys are called. Come at me in the comment section. I really don't care. All right. Take this example as a positive example on how to deal with the relationship in the beginning with someone who's single, and you'll see some great results with this. And look, if you guys want to learn about this, people, I have a course that I'm creating. It's called the Feminine Woman, and I'm also teaching not just about dating and relationship advice in this course. I'm also teaching about career advice for women, self-development. It's more of a holistic course for women. This is a type of course that if I said, what should I give my nieces as a course in dating? This is the course that I will give them. Okay, so if you guys want to pre-order it right now, click on the description down below where it says pre-order the Feminine Woman, and I'll see you guys inside. Take care.